as we approach the deadline for this year's tax returns in just 3 days, a recent survey says Americans are failing when it comes to basic tax knowledge. Farnoosh Torabi is a consultant with the personal finance advisory site NerdWallet, and she is here with the statistics and what you can do to make a change as we continue our Financial Literacy Month coverage. Thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure.
So this recent survey from NerdWallet asked some basic tax questions. What surprised you the most about what people don't know?
I think the most surprising and saddest thing of all is that we're leaving a lot of money on the table. We aren't really familiar with enough of the tax credits and deductions that can save us a lot of money come tax season. And now just a few days till filing the deadline, I think it's really important to brush up on a lot of these tax saving benefits.
Like what? What should people know?
Well, first of all, the biggest mistake, and it has nothing to do with the credits and deductions, is that we just simply are putting down the wrong Social Security number by accident. We got married and forgot to put our new married name on the tax return. So basic mistakes the IRS says are actually very widespread. So triple check your return, and then get aware of things for the fact that if you contributed to your retirement account this year, for example, at work, your 401k, that is tax deductible, that contribution. The contribution to a child's college education account, 529 account, that has some tax benefits as well. So really being aware of the advantages for investing in our savings accounts could end up being money back in our pocket.
That's incredible. That's so much, because people constantly complain about how much money they're putting out for taxes, but there really are a lot of things that you could do to kind of lower that a little bit.
And some of the sort of secrets that we found people really aren't in the know about, and perhaps because they're a little counterintuitive, but one that's really important for New Yorkers to know about is this tax credit, which I like because it's not a deduction, it's credit back in your pocket. It's the Child and Dependent Care Tax Credit. So that is $3,000 back in your pocket for one child, and it's $3,000 that you have spent perhaps towards a nanny, you know, childcare, any kind of like daycare or any sort of child-related childcare related cost. So that's important to know. And if you have more than one kid, it's up to $6,000 for 2 children.
Why do you think that so many people really don't know a lot about taxes?
Well, it's complicated. I'll be the first to say, you know, and it has to do with numbers, and we're busy and we don't really know all the tax codes and the tax laws. And so it's really important, if you're not in the know, as many of us are, is to say, look, I need help. So go and working with somebody who is a tax specialist, or getting a software that spending $40 or $50, you know, and having someone hold your hand literally, whether it's the software or an actual person. And at nerdwallet.com, we have an Ask an Advisor service. It's completely free. If you have any questions, you can go online and type in your question, and you'll get an answer pretty quickly.
So we are just a few days away from the tax deadline filing date. What are some last-minute things that people, the procrastinators, should know?
Yeah, really going back to what I said earlier is triple check your return, for cross those T's, dot those I's, make sure everything is accurate, and make sure that you do, if you're freelancing, as a lot of New Yorkers are, you know, we don't work for a traditional 9 to 5. We might be contracting or freelancing. Make sure that you're claiming every single penny. Because one of the biggest red flags for audits is when you fail to admit how much you earned in totality, and sometimes it's a mistake. We forget that we made an extra $1,000 doing this project 1 month. So make sure that you go back to all of your bank statements and you actually add up all the income, because the bottom line there is very, very important.
And if you already have filed your taxes, what's one thing that people should keep in mind for next year, starting now?
Yeah, well, one thing is, if you got a huge tax return this year, chances are your withholding is not the best. You know, the exact withholding, the perfect withholding is such that come tax season, you don't owe any money, you're not getting any money. So don't give the government a big, you know, loan, essentially. Just make sure that if you're getting a big tax refund this year, chances are you should go to HR and adjust your withholding so that next year you're not paying so much out of pocket.
Thank you, Farnoosh, so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And for more information on all of this, you can head to our website, cbsnewyork.com. We'll be right back.